Should you spend your money on a monitor like this? Well, it's a great entry into something that gives you reliable color accuracy. Right off the bat, the colors are... I like editing my videos at night because it's so calm, so beautiful, and everyone is asleep, so no one is here to really disturb you doing your thing. Nah, I'm just kidding. I procrastinate the whole day and then shift my work at night. That's the true story behind. So this is my editing setup. It's relatively simple. You have the speakers on the left and the right, the main monitor, and my MacBook Pro in the middle. And obviously I cleaned this thing up for video purposes. No one likes a messy desk. This is a bit closer to the real thing. Hard disk lying around everywhere. We do video, so that's what we had to deal with. So speaking about monitors, if you see this monitor right here is completely different from the one that I'm showing you in the B-roll right now. That's because Asus was really kind to ask me, hey, we have this very color accurate ProArt display for testing. Would you like to test it out? I'm like, okay, I've never had a color accurate external monitor to use for my editing before. So yes, please send it to me. So this is the Asus ProArt PA278QV. Disclaimers first, this is not a sponsored video by Asus. It's completely unscripted and it's purely my experience using such a device for a period of time. Let's talk about the most obvious things first, the design. And I must say, this monitor comes in a very simplified design. I love that it doesn't have those weird fancy RGBs spilling around, but it does have its quirks and it makes it quite interesting. This brushed metal base plate, which I think coincidentally, although I think it's intentionally, the same color as any space gray MacBook Pro out there. So as you can see, it matches my setup really well when you put the dongle and my MacBook together. There's a theme going around. There's like markers and rulers everywhere. You have this makeshift ruler at the bottom of the display. Probably Asus wants you to measure your own paper before you design it on Photoshop or something. And you have these rather handy markers, so you know that you're rotating your display 90 degrees and not 90.2675. So if you're editing those TikTok videos, you'll have a big ass display to do that. Color accurate display. I'm a really big fan of this frameless, not bezel-less, but frameless edge on the display. You have the usual HDMI, DVI, mini display port, and USB 3.0 ports, which is a really good thing. I do get around 300 megabytes per second on my SSD, which is pretty expected for this kind of device. The colors are amazing. Really similar to my MacBook, which is a good thing. Not a good thing, a huge compliment, because the MacBook's monitor, I would say, is the world's most popular color accurate display, because pretty much everyone in the creative industry uses that to tweak their colors on their art piece, and they usually come out really true to what they intended it to be. So this monitor is marketed as a color accurate display with a delta E of less than 2. In simplified terms means it has very color accurate. It's a very color accurate display. It covers the full sRGB and Rex 09 color range. Asus claims that this monitor has been factory color calibrated before shipping to you, and it has a certification. Why are you gonna spend extra money for color accuracy? Well, here's an analogy and I hope it will work for you. If you remember as a kid you played this game before, you have 5 friends and the first person A tells B something and B tells C and he tells D and he tells E. And at the end of the whole cycle, person E gets a totally different message from person A. So in display terms, if you're tweaking colors on a display of very poor color accuracy, that will show very evidently on whatever you're printing out, or worse, showing on other people's devices. It might be of the wrong color, bad contrast, bad exposure, and it's a complete waste of time and you don't even get the results as close as it possibly should be. And I'm a criminal to that too. And it's quite shocking to know that most professionals out there, content creators, do their work on displays that are not displaying the correct, accurate color. And that includes me and my cheap monitor.
Shame on you!
So you have normal profile, Rec 09, sRGB, blah blah blah, a lot of things. You can check that out on their website. But my favorite profile is the scenery profile. Yes, this is where they pump up all the brightness and all the saturation possible for you to have the best recreational viewing experience. So pleasing to the eyes. Right here in my room, studio / office, the brightness is just even. When you compare it to the natural sunlight coming into the room, I just tend to relax, and that's the kind of feeling I get. So, the final verdict, should you spend your money on a monitor like this? Well, if you're a graphic designer or photographer or videographer, it's a great entry into something that gives you reliable color accuracy. Although for me, I will pay a little bit more extra to get the USB-C version so I can plug in everything with one cable from my computer to the monitor, so it looks clean, and I'll get that extra 4K resolution, because bear in mind, this is only 2560 by 1440p. So thanks guys for watching, see you guys, and bye.